In our last lesson, I discussed the breeds of men, what type of animal, what type of creature you have into your life, and how we can understand the differences between the great man and the worst man. The state of a woman's psychology, when they're not in a healthy space, it can make her more susceptible to seeking out and tolerating disorderly or unhealthy men. There are many reasons of this susceptibility. It might be due to unresolved personal issues, the subconscious patterns that are formed from childhood, or a misinterpretation of what constitutes a loving relationship. I'm going to give you something to help you understand in order for you to address the internal dysfunction within yourself, in order to avoid falling into the trap in blending with a partner that's going to exacerbate those issues. These are some of the internal challenges. It is not uncommon for the dysfunctional traits of one individual to seem fit with the disorderly traits of another. Let me give you an example. A person that has low self-esteem might be attracted to an overly dominant partner, thinking this balances out their insecurities. Next, Freudian theory introduces the ideas that individuals often unconsciously recreate their past patterns, especially from their childhood. So a person who experienced chaos while growing up, they might be subconsciously attracted to disorderly partners because they go to seek that familiar over the healthy. In addition, our inner beliefs, even if they're negative, we all yearn for validation. Someone with a self-perception of unworthiness might feel validated whether paired with a partner who's going to be reinforcing this belief. Some might mistakenly equate chaos with passion, thinking that a tumultuous relationship is an indication of a deep emotional connection. Your belief or your hope that you can change the dysfunctional person might keep you anchored in an unhealthy dynamic. Being aware of one's dysfunctions can result in repeating harmful patterns in relationships, and it's making it difficult to recognize and break these cycles. Past traumas or deep-seated fears of abandonment can make people tolerate or even seek relationships that are not in their best interests. Now, let's get to the beautiful parts of the video. What are the best qualities of that amazing man, and what are the qualities that are, for that man, that is not so great? I'm going to start with the positive of a person. This will be our orderly person that is thriving. This is our great man. Well, they are consistent and they're reliable, and they're steady in their behavior, their emotions and their responses, because that's going to help build the trust in the relationship. They know their own limits and they respect the limits of their partners in order to ensure mutual respect to prevent overstepping the other person. This man clearly expresses feelings, needs, and concerns in order to prevent misunderstandings, and they help in conflict resolution. They are engaged in establishing regular patterns or habits, like they go to date nights, they check in with their partner, and they're helping keep the relationship connected and always predictable. They are transparent and they're open about their feelings, their thoughts, and their actions, and that further encourages the trust and reduces ambiguity. This man is fair, and there is a distribution of responsibilities and roles that are equitable, and that ensures that their partner is not going to be feeling overburdened. They are planning things, and they're looking ahead, and they're making decisions together with their partner about their future, whether it has to do with their finances or vacation plans, and that creates a shared vision. In this dynamic, there is an exchange of respect. He recognizes and values his partner's individuality and her boundaries, and that keeps that relationship balanced. They are a trustworthy person, and they keep their word and their promises, and that only reinforces trust in the relationship. He problem solves by systematically resolving conflicts in order to help maintain the harmony of the relationship. He also knows how to manage his time effectively. He makes intentional time for their partner, even though they have a really busy schedule, and that ensures that the relationship is going to remain a priority. And organization, such as managing the household chores, or even if it's something complex like managing the joint finances, their organized structure relieves a lot of the stress and conflicts about the logistical aspects of shared life. This man owns up to his mistakes, and he takes accountability and responsibility for his actions in order for there to be a respect and understanding. They are a person that is adaptable to change while they are maintaining order, and they're flexible when situations change in order to prevent unnecessary conflict and stress. They have a shared value and goal with their partner, and that gives them a sense of purpose and a direction to make decisions and planning smoother as both partners are aligned with their objectives. He is reciprocal of their partner with a balance of give and take, whether that be emotional support, the chores, or other aspects, and that ensures that both partners are going to be feeling valued and cared for. Now let's go to the partner that is not so good as the great man, because the traits that this man can have can be damaging and it can affect an individual's well-being. So I would call this a man that is disordered. I would see him as a spontaneous and inconsistent and unpredictable person with a bad behavior, and they're constantly changing their standards. They're creating you confusion and insecurity. They're usually very, very bad communicators, and they don't clearly express how they feel, what they need, or what concerns they have. And that often leads to misunderstandings and unmet expectations. It is usually people that have extreme amounts of jealousy, and they create an atmosphere of mistrust. It's a person that is quite impulsive, and they make rash decisions without considering the consequences of the feelings of their partner. And that leads to conflict and instability. This type of man operates in secrecy, and they hide significant aspects of their life, and they lie, and that erodes trust in the relationship. That man is avoidant. They're evading issues, or they sweep problems under the rug, which eventually leads to unresolved conflicts and even resentment. He is a man that's going to manipulate using emotions or situations in order to control or even influence the other partner's decisions or their feelings, and that's harming, and it diminishes mutual respect. A person like this has a lack of boundaries, and he disregards the personal space, feelings, or wishes of their partner, and that leads to feelings of disrespect or even violation. There might be a type of person that they have uncontrolled emotions, and they have regular outbursts of anger, especially when they result in verbal or physical abuse. And that is really, really dangerous because it can severely damage the relationship's foundation. It might also be a person that is dependent, and they have an extreme reliance on their partner for their emotional, financial, or physical needs, and that creates an imbalance to an unhealthy relationship dynamic. They're usually a person that is neglectful, and they don't pay attention to the needs, the feelings, or the concerns of their partner, and it makes them feel undervalued and ignored. And their inability to control their passion and their sexual biology need, that can lead them to infidelity or cheating, which that is going to break the agreed upon terms of the relationship, and it's going to deeply wound the trust, and they're going to be hurting their partner. They are a dismissive or consistently undermining or trivializing the other partner's feelings or concerns, and that leads to emotional alienation. They are controlling and dominating, trying to dictate every aspect of the other partner's life, from whom they see to what they wear, restricting them and harming them. They are gaslighting their partner, which is a form of manipulation, where they are trying to make the other person doubt the reality, the feelings, or the perceptions, and that leads to confusion and a lowered self-worth. I really hope you enjoyed lesson 2. Join me tomorrow for lesson 3, where we get into thriving relationships and we recognize what is not good for us.